Remembrance Day here at WellSprings. If you're joining us in Bell Hall, please come on, take a seat, and get ready for worship. My name is Julie. My pronouns are she and her. And we're going to start off this morning with singing as we always do. If you know the words, please sing along. Rise whether in body or in spirit.
One, two, three, four.
Hail all the lonely nights, hail all the tears you've cried, hail all that you've survived. Hail all the honesty, hail all that sets you free, hail all that you believe. When darkness comes, that's your chance to shine. When ripples roll, you rise. When darkness comes, shine all your light, so I can get my strength from you tonight. Hail every ounce of pain, hail every ounce of faith, hail every inch of grace. Hail every ounce of cheer, hail every truth we hear, hail all that you hold dear. When darkness comes, there's your chance to shine. When ripples roll, you rise. When darkness comes, shine all your light, so I can get my strength from you tonight. Hail all the honesty, hail all that sets you free. When darkness comes, that's your chance to shine. When ripples roll, you rise. When darkness comes, shine all your light, so I can get my strength from you tonight. When darkness comes, that's your chance to shine. When ripples roll, you rise. When darkness comes, shine all your light, so I can get my strength from you. I can get my strength from you. I can get my strength from you tonight.
All right, please take a seat. We're going to slow it down, and we've got a new one we're debuting. We hope you like it.
Have you ever been afraid of something you don't have? Been scared to start 'cause you don't know the end yet? Like the cards in your hands but you don't wanna play, the words in your head that you don't wanna say out loud. You don't wanna get shut down. If you lie awake in bed, catching your breath. If you need to cry, but you've been holding back. If you're hurting, I hope you hear me when you're barely hanging on. There is a light at To the ones in your heart that'll never leave, to the ones in the crowd that just wanna be seen, you can lie in bed and catch your breath. It's okay to cry, the tears won't hold you back. If you're hurting, I hope you hear me when you're If you're hurting, I hope you hear me when you're barely hanging on. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. Give yourself a little time to feel. If you're hurting, I hope you hear me when you're barely hanging on. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. Give yourself a little, it means you're here. I'm glad you're here.
Please rise, whether in body or in spirit, and join us on These Our Days.
These are the days. Oh. These are days you'll remember, never before and never since. I promise, will the world be warm as this? And as you feel it, you'll know it's true, that you are blessed and lucky. It's true that you are touched by something that'll grow and bloom in your home. These are days you'll remember, when May is rushing over you with desire to be part of the miracle you see. In every hour, you'll know it's true, that you are blessed and lucky. It's true that you are touched by something that'll grow and bloom in your home. These
Welcome to WellSprings, both to those here in Bell Hall and to everyone joining us online. This morning. My name is Joelle. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm honored and blessed to be leading our worship service today. Each week, when we gather, we light a chalice as a symbol of our shared spiritual heritage as Unitarian Universalists. It is not just a symbol of what is past, but what is present. That divine spark, that inner light that shines at the heart of each of our lives. As we light this chalice, may we share our light with each other and with the world. Anyone of any age may sign up in advance to be our chalice lighter. Just use the link at the bottom of the WellSprings weekly newsletter. Today, Tina, who will be sharing her name story with us later, will be lighting our chalice. I was late, but I did know that, so we've asked her. Sorry. After Tina's done so, we'll say the words on the screen together. We light this chalice to celebrate the path lit before us, the warmth of kindness that shines from within us, and the radiance of wisdom that is shared between us and never goes out. Thank you, Tina. Good morning. Our mission here at WellSprings is to be a community charged full with the charge of the soul. I usually stand there. Is it okay that I stand here? Okay, because so I had actually written something last night, and then as I was walking in this morning, I was like, I'm not feeling that. So I'm gonna wing it again. It's been an interesting 10 days or so, and with my daughter's permission, some of what I'm gonna say has to do with Zoe. So what's charging me full is going to sound a bit unusual because it shouldn't charge anyone full, but Thursday, not this Thursday, the Thursday before, Zoe had to have an emergency appendectomy. She's great, obviously. She's throwing hats in the corner and just living her best life right now with her wonderful friend that she met here. So that's not actually what was the charging full moment. In all of this, you know, after it all happened, and you know, she got in Thursday morning. I was able to diagnose her pretty quickly Wednesday night. I had a feeling, got her in Thursday morning, and she had surgery by 3 and was home that night. Surgery was 13 minutes long with 1 incision. I mean, the doctor came out, and I was in the waiting room, and I'm like, do you need something? He's like, I'm done. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean you're done? Anyway, so that was great. I think where I wanted to shift what I wanted to talk about is after this, people kept calling me and saying, well, are you okay? Are you mentally all right? I was like, yeah, I'm great. And then I started to think, that's weird. Like, I should be like a little nervous. I should have been a little upset. And obviously those who know me know like medicine's my comfort zone. So there was that, but that wasn't it actually. I realized that people who know me really, really well refer to me as being very optimistic and very content. And I have a lot of gratitude for everything. It's like something horrible would happen, and I would usually find that annoying way to find the optimism part of it, which drives my husband bonkers. We are not the same people. We are exactly opposite. But I actually think it was more of that I was able to say, wow, like, I caught it early. Great. It was 13 minutes long, even better. She only missed 1 day of school because she had a field trip the day that she missed. She was not very happy about that, but I was, that she didn't miss, like, learning. It was Diwali on Monday, so she didn't miss Monday. She went back to school Tuesday. But it really just made me think that ability, and I don't know where I got it from, frankly. You know, I've pondered in my family and tried to speak to my siblings and my parents, and there's a little bit there, but that it's helpful, But in some ways, the fact that I do that is not. It's actually gotten me to a point where I'm so content and so optimistic that I am working like 80, 90 hours, and I'm like, everything's great, and it's not great. Like, it's not normal. So in this particular situation, it helped me. In other situations, I live like in this weird world where somehow sitting at a computer for 40 hours is just normal and okay, and I have to like be brought back to reality that this is, your body is not doing well with this. So anyway, that is my charge full moment, and Zoe's great. As you can see, she's her usual self. So this morning, I would like to especially welcome any newcomers, and genuinely, every time I see a new face and I walk in here, I am so happy. So hello, everyone. I'm Joelle. I've not been here that long. If this is your first or second time with us, we are glad you're here. You can see any of our belonging team members to help you get connected. They usually have yellow things on their badges, and they're very friendly, and they're wonderful, and they always say hello. To find out where the bathrooms are, or just to have a new friend to sit with, we do have both gendered and gender-neutral bathrooms available. We also have a virtual connection card available for you to let us know who you are, how to keep in touch, and what we can do to make sure you feel entirely welcome. Anywhere in this room where you see a QR code, it's a link to the online connection card. And if you're watching from home, there's a link in the description below the video. If anyone would like to interact with folks who are joining online this morning, there is a live chat available on YouTube. To access it, you will need a YouTube or Google account. Just sign in, and then click the live chat button to say hello. Finally, you can always find more information about today's service as well as any upcoming events and news by scanning the QR code available on the welcome table, just by the front doors as you walk into Bell Hall. Now for our announcements this week, I'll turn it over to our Community Engagement Coordinator, Beth Trandle.
Hi, my name is Clay Trandle.
And I'm Beth Trandle.
I'm here for your announcements today.
Over here, you'll find a QR code that you can scan at any point during these announcements for more information. Today after service will be our All Ages Connection event. We'll be making fall mosaics, and you can join us in the back of Bell Hall after service today. If you're not interested in making a craft, you can feel free to join us for fellowship or to help others make those crafts. We hope you'll be able to join us today. Our next All Ages service will be occurring next Sunday, November 2nd, as we introduce our holiday message series, Love the Zone. We have a sign-up genius available for anyone who'd like to take part in the service. We especially encourage children and families to be a part of this special service. We're putting together a how-to video and facts document on our realm system for those who are interested and have any questions about how to use this program. We're looking for your questions. You can email them to myself, beth@wellspringsuu.org, and I'll be able to turn those into this tutorial for you. Today's snack is provided by
Casey and River.
Thank you, Casey and River. That's all for today. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye!
Might have. Can you hear me now? At WellSprings, the foundation of all that we do is rooted in the power of connection, of making space in our hearts and in our lives for each other. This is the part of our service where we honor that connection by greeting one another. We recognize our community's presence well beyond these walls, so feel free to take a moment now to connect and share a greeting in the live chat, or maybe to say hello in WellSprings Oasis, our private group on Facebook. For those here in Bell Hall, a reminder to please ask before hugging or approaching closely, and if you prefer to keep distance from others for any reason, just stay seated. That'll be our clue to give you a friendly wave from afar. With gratitude for all the ways we might connect, please greet one another now.
Choo, choo.
Thank you for those warm greetings. Those here in Bell Hall are invited to continue your conversations after the service over today's delicious snack from Casey and River. So I invite everybody now into our time of generosity. It's an opportunity to express our gratitude for and commitment to the ways the spiritual community has an impact on all our lives. We sustain WellSprings now and into the future through our contributions. If you'd like, you can use your phone to give from anywhere. Just text WSprings to 73256. It's also easy and convenient to automate your giving on Realm, as I do. Our belonging team will be bringing hats around for those who wish to donate by hand. I believe the hats are special in honor of today's, I guess, the dress up that I missed completely. You can also drop a check or a cash donation into the box near the front doors on the welcome table. Thank you for all the ways your gifts support WellSprings. Our offering will now be gratefully received. Having shared energy between us and giving beyond us, let's take some time now to reground into the deep and soulful energy that's within. We do this by doing what is most simple and elemental in our lives. We take a breath, inhaling and exhaling without rush or hurry, breathing in and breathing out. There's nowhere else to go, nowhere else to be. Let us cultivate peace and experience presence together. As we move into our time of mindful silence, we follow these words from Thich Nhat Hanh. If we want to enter heaven on earth, we need only one conscious step and one conscious breath. wherever it is that we are, whatever it is that we are doing, however it is that we are feeling, let us remember that peace and presence are always as close to us as is our own breath. May this be so for us in this moment, and may it be so for us in this day, and may it be so for us in the days to come. And now I'd like to invite all of our congregation's children to join our staff and volunteers in the back of the room for their time of fellowship in Youth Spirit. Youth Spirit will be meeting in Gresh. And grown-ups, please pick up your children from Youth Spirit after the service is over. And I am now going to invite Tina up to share her name story with us today.
Hi. My name is Tina Mayer, and I've been a member here since about 2011, although I had a big hiatus after COVID, but I'm back now. It's great to see everyone. So, this story is not about my name. It's about the name of my first grandson. He is named after my deceased husband. My husband died 27 years ago of a sudden heart attack at age 46, having had none of the signs of heart disease. He was an avid tennis player, lifted weights, and swam to stay in condition. As a youth and high schooler, he was a champion swimmer and received a scholarship to University of Pittsburgh to swim. He did not accept that scholarship and instead went to West Virginia University. He graduated with one of the first degrees in computer science and took a job in New Jersey. He then transferred to UNIVAC in Bluebell, Pennsylvania. When I first met my husband, he was known as Bobby, although his first name was Robert. In his work situations, he was also known as Bob, but in most of his personal relationships, he went by Bobby. He was named after his father, but not a junior, as he had a different middle name. The name Robert is Germanic, from the name Herod, meaning glory, honor, or praise, and Bert, meaning bright, light, or shining. I was first introduced to him through a friend I had made at my first job out of college, teaching English at Pottstown High School. The woman he was dating at the time was the art teacher there. I socialized with them a few times with my first husband. In the summer of '76, after my divorce, his girlfriend took an artist in residence job in Lancaster. She even suggested that I go to the movies sometimes with Bobby. Going to the movies developed into a relationship that neither Bobby nor I was expecting. When my son and daughter-in-law announced that they were expecting their first child, my first grandchild, I can't tell you how excited and happy I was. After a few weeks, we learned the gender. It was a boy. Usually, folks don't share the name of the expected child, but Greg and Evie had a special name they wanted to use. They wanted to name the baby Bobby after, of course, Greg's father. At first, I was leery about having to say that name repeatedly. Would I be reminded that Bobby would never again be able to captain a sailboat vacation for us in the Virgin Islands or attend Mainline Unitarian Church in Devon with me? Would I be reminded each time I heard the name Bobby of my greatest sorrow, that my kids no longer had a father? Or would it remind me every time I heard it of Bobby, my husband, throwing pop-up baseballs to Greg so he could do diving catches? Or would it remind me that he had missed so much? Vanessa and Greg's high school and college graduations, of Greg being commissioned as a Marine first lieutenant, or their marriages, Vanessa not getting to be walked down the aisle by her father, or that he would never even know their spouses. And for me, the saddest thing was that we would no longer be a family of 4. But then I realized that this person would be his own self, and he would be obviously very different than my husband. At the time little Bobby was born, they lived in New York City. Greg had a very demanding job in the financial sector at a bank. A couple of times, Evie got sick with a high fever, and they needed me to come to New York to babysit Bobby so she could rest and get better. Holding Bobby at such a young age made me feel even closer to him. Bobby is now 8 years old and is a bright and honorable little boy who loves his brother and little sister. He loves all kinds of sports: soccer, lacrosse, tennis, basketball, and baseball. He is also extremely passionate about fishing. We limit the amount of time he gets to talk to Uncle Paul about fishing, Vanessa's husband, an avid fisherman himself, or he would totally monopolize Paul's time. He loves all kinds of active things like bike riding and golfing with his dad. I will always have a special place in my heart for Bobby, as he is my first grandchild, and that he is named after my deceased husband. I love him and all my other 5 grandchildren very much. Thank you.
Acoustic guitar, please. It's not the long flowing dress that you're in, all the light that comes off of your skin, the fragile heart you protected for so long, the beauty in your sense of right and wrong, not your hands reaching slow in the dark, or your nails leaving love's watermark. It's not the way you talk me off the roof, reductions to the truth. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone, one day you'll be gone. If we were vampires and death was a joke, we'd stand out on the sidewalk and smoke, and laugh at all the lovers and their plans. I wouldn't feel the need to hold your hand. Maybe if time running out is a gift, I'll work hard till the end of my shift to give you every second I can find, and hope that it's not me who's left behind. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone, one day you'll be gone. It's knowing that this can't go on forever. Likely one of us will have to spend some days alone. Maybe we'll get 40 years together. One day I'll be gone. One day you'll be gone.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, I feel like for a lot of us this morning, there's some chaotic energy. All of us getting here a little bit late or in costumes, trying to get children out the door. I saw some of that as you came in. I wonder if the spirits are visiting us and causing a little mischief this morning. I also saw at least 3 K-pop Demon Hunters costumes among our kids, so if you haven't watched it, it's actually very funny. It's on Netflix. It's good. Well, this is the end of October. Somehow, it's already the end of October. And our fall message series, known by name, comes to a close today. For the past 2 months, we have talked about a lot of things, even though on the surface, we were talking about names. We've talked about curiosity and openness, about the ways that we can push past the labels that are placed on us and the boxes that we find ourselves in to hear more behind it, to hear about everything that exists behind and beyond these names that we call each other and what we see on the outside. The idea to frame this message series about names actually came to me from an experience I had during my sabbatical earlier this year. I took a training class on community organizing, and one of the icebreaker activities that they had us do in this class was to tell a story about our name. Because my teachers pointed out to us, right, that everybody has some kind of story about their name, usually more than one. And it's a good way to connect with people you don't know yet because you get to choose which kind of story you tell, right? You can tell the easy, funny one about the silly nickname that you had growing up or what your friends called you. Or you can tell the story that goes more in depth, that reveals a little bit more about who you are, your story, and your past. But no matter what kind of name story a person chooses to share with you, you will learn a lot more than just their name when they respond. And we saw that here over the past 2 months. We heard that from Tina this morning in her story. But we also saw that same thing working in our name stories that were shared by our preachers, Yvette and Rodney, by Pete and Susanna and Eli and Majid. How many of you feel like you know a lot more about any of these people before this series began? Yeah. And what I especially love about this is that I didn't ask Tina to share a story with us this morning about grief or about the legacy of loss. But that's what we heard. I didn't ask Majid to tell us a story about the pressures of cultural assimilation in America. I didn't ask Susanna to tell a story about the freedoms that she is grateful for of migration, self-determination as a woman. I didn't ask Eli to tell us a story about gender and perception and respect. And yet by asking them about their names, that's what we got, right? Anytime we take the time to ask someone an open-ended question, is there a story behind your name? How did you come to live in the place that you call home? How did you find out about this if you're meeting someone here today or if you meet someone at a community event? What brought you here today? These open-ended questions are like the conversational equivalent of sitting down and pulling up a chair, right? They're spacious. It's actually a little pastor trick, in fact, to avoid asking, "How are you?" I still do it sometimes, but I try instead to ask things like, "How's your day been so far?" You'd be surprised how often you get a story in response to that question. Something that happened already that day. A little window to climb through, an opportunity to be seen and known. Because even a short story about what you did that morning tells you a lot more about a person than, "Fine, thanks, how are you?" Right? These themes that we talk about in our services, these message series themes that we follow for a season, you may not realize if you're new here, they come from you. Every summer, I get together in a retreat with all of our lay preachers, all of our worship leaders, youth spirit volunteers. We talk about what's happening in the world around us and what we're hearing from our friends and our neighbors, what is on our own minds and hearts, what is keeping us up at night. And this year, one of our lay preachers asked this question in that retreat that just stuck in my heart and seeded this series this fall. She said, "What would it be like if we actually had enough time and space for each other? What would it be like, and how might it change things," right? If we actually had enough time and space for each other. And that feels impossible most of the time. It felt impossible this morning for half of us. I saw y'all coming in 20 minutes late. I understand, I get it. To give time and space even to the people we love the most feels challenging, let alone to give it to our neighbor or a stranger or, God forbid, someone we don't like. But that is exactly what we practice here. When we make the radical, unprofitable choice to take an entire hour each week just to show up for each other. Nobody makes us do this. It's not very convenient, getting in your car and driving here and making the time. Especially when we hear all the time that we can do spirituality on our own, right? And we can do certain things. We can walk in the forest, we can meditate. There are literally apps for that. But I think we know that we're hungry for something more than that. We're hungry for ways to be human with each other. And religious traditions all tell us this. It's that central question in the Golden Rule. How do we treat others like human beings? How do we live in a society where we are treated the way we want to be and vice versa? And we'll never get to those questions without giving each other the simple gifts of time and space. We know that we need each other. We know that perhaps now more than we ever have. And we know on some level that we were not just created to attend Zoom meetings or pay bills or win arguments online or collect as much stuff as we can before we die. We were put on this earth to love. We are made to spread the joy of life and help heal what's broken around us. We were created to know and love each other. Amen. When you do that in small ways, it might feel like a drop in the bucket. But I promise you that it is not so small. When you pull up that conversational chair for someone else and take a seat, that can make a difference beyond what you expect. There's that famous quote by Maya Angelou. You've probably heard it. People will forget what you said, and they'll forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Today, as we do this time of year every year, as the leaves are turning those stunning colors outside and reminding us that things end, as the earth is starting to cool finally, the air is chilly and every living thing is starting to go underground to sleep, we remember the people in our lives. Maybe some of what they said, maybe some of what they did, but probably mostly how they made us feel. This is our Remembrance Sunday. We've built an altar here where many of you have brought photos or items from your own beloved departed. And in a few moments, we're going to share some music and some photos on the screen behind me, as we do every year, of members of our own community. Some of those faces that you'll recognize, some you won't. But ever since our congregation's founding, we share the faces of the folks in our community who we've lost. You have a few choices for how you want to spend these next 8 to 10 minutes as that music plays and as those faces join us. You can simply sit and take it in if you'd like. You can also choose during these next few minutes to come forward and look through all these faces and items that are up on our altar table. You can bring your own photos and items up if you haven't done so yet. There are so many stories on this table. You can add your own to it or just take in the memories of others. And the last option is something we did last year. You can see the strips of fabric on our screen. You can write a message. You can write a message to anyone who you're missing today. Some of the messages that you wrote last year are still here from a year ago, left behind by the folks in our community who were here that day. And of course, a screen like this is a symbol, but it's a reminder of the screen that separates us between life and death. Very real. But things pass through. Light passes through. Whether you believe in visitations from the dead or ghosts or angels, or whether you simply recognize that the ones we love still live on through us, you can recognize that there are a lot of things that pass through that screen between life and death. If you would like, there are pieces of cloth and pens up on a table here for you to write a message to anyone that you're missing. You can tie it together with another piece of cloth, and you can write what you imagine that person might say to you in response. Or you can simply leave that strip of cloth blank to honor the empty space that they've left in your days, and then thread them through our screen. I'll invite Kathy on our tech team to start the music now. Feel free to sit and take it in, to move around, or to come forward as you wish.
Across the evening sky, all the birds are leaving. Oh, but then they know it's time for them to go. By the winter fire, we'll still be dreaming. I have no thought of time, for who knows where the time goes, who knows where the time goes. Sad desert shore, all your friends are leaving. Oh, but then you know it's time for them to go. I'll still be here have no thought of leaving. I have no thought of time. For who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes? I know I'm not alone when your love is with me. And I know that it's so, even when it's time to go. All the storms in winter and the birds of spring again, I do not fear the time. For who knows how my love grows? Who knows where the time goes? And who knows where the time goes? Who knows where the time goes? When my body won't hold me anymore, it finally lets me free. Will I be ready when my feet won't walk another mile? My lips give their last kiss goodbye. Will my hands be steady when I lay down my fears, my hopes and my doubts? keys and the keys to my house with no hard feelings. When the sun hangs low in the west, the light in my chest won't be kept held at bay any longer. When the jealousy fades away and it's ash and dust for cash and lust, it's just hallelujah and loving thoughts and loving the words and loving the songs that they sing in the church. No hard feelings. The Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone. Kept me afraid and cold, with so much to have and hold. When my body won't hold me anymore and finally lets me free, where will I go? Will the trade winds take me south through Georgia grain or tropical rain? Will the snow from the heavens? Will I join with the ocean blue, run into the Savior true, and shake hands laughing and walk through the night straight to the light, holding the love that I've known in my life, and no hard feelings. Lord knows they haven't done much good for anyone. Kept me afraid and cold, with so much to have and hold. Under the curving sky, I'm finally learning why it matters for me and you to say it and mean it too. For life and its loveliness and all of its ugliness, as good as it's been to me, I have no enemies. I have no enemies. I have no enemies.
Friends, we are put on this earth to love. May we always remember that. May we spend some time as we collect ourselves and go from this place, maybe asking each other a couple of generous, spacious questions. Did you write to anyone today? Who were you thinking of this morning? Did you bring any photos? Would you show them to me? We were put on this earth to love. I'll invite our band back up on stage for our last song. And as they make their way forward, I'll invite you to join me. Oh, this music stand decided now is the moment it's giving up forever. Bless you. As they make their way on stage, I'll invite you to join me in the spirit of prayer. God of what is temporary, which is to say, God of everything. May we take a moment on this bright, sunny fall morning to feel our hearts beating in our chests, to feel and notice how it feels to take in the breath of life, to remember that it was not always this way, and it will never be exactly like this again. May we remember how precious and beautiful it is to be alive on this crisp, sunny morning. For these words that I've spoken out loud and for the words that each of us is carrying in our hearts, we say amen.
Please rise for our final song today.
Two, three, four.
Get so mad at things that don't matter way too much. Let the wave away our old friends scatter like they were dust. Get to chasing that rainbow pot of gold right into the pouring rain with nothing to show for it. Standing there soaking wet, looking up and shaking my fist as the thunder rolls. Now and then on nights like this, I catch a thunderbolt. I wanna live alive like a dollar and the clock on the wall don't own me. Shine a light like a mama's front porch when I'm lost and lonely. Stop forgiving and start forgetting. Be somebody that's worth remembering. Live a life so when I die, there's standing room only, standing room only. Wanna take my grudges and my old regrets and let them go. I wanna learn how to say a lot more yes and a lot less no. Girl, I wanna dance and shout and love out loud and come alive. Don't wanna be the guy too cool to lie and too scared to cry. I live alive like a dollar and the clock on the wall don't own me. Shine a light like a mama's front porch when I'm lost and lonely. Stop forgiving and start forgetting. Be somebody that's worth remembering. Live a life so when I die, there's standing room only, standing room only. Stop judging my life by my possessions. Start thinking about how many headlights will be in my possession. I wanna live alive like a dollar and the clock on the wall don't own me. Shine a light like a mama's front porch when I'm lost and lonely. Stop forgiving and start forgetting. Be somebody that's worth remembering. Live a life so when I die, there's standing room only, standing room only. Standing room only, standing room only. Yeah. Standing room only, standing room only.
This light may go out, but the source that sparked it is always inside of us. And together we say, as we release this flame from its faithful service today, we allow the spark in each of us to burn on, to warm our compassion, to fire our delight, and to light our paths today, tomorrow, and always. Friends, you are all someone who's worth remembering, and you carry so many of those stories with you. The people who come after you will carry your story. May we remember as things fall from the trees and get cold that we are part of a bigger story that holds us all, even in our grief. Let's put our hands together one more time. Take us out.